Welcome to another episode of What's in the Box. This video will probably be included into another video here. But I was having issues with the Injector Dynamics injectors fitting into, and I'm learning that it was considered an air gap intake, the factory one, and you have to buy either inserts from Radium or possibly buy the injectors with different bottoms. I think that was actually what ideally would have been, but I think they made a aftermarket option to be able to use those injectors if you maybe bought them or something or whatever, but you can get the Radium bottom pieces. The top fits fine, and then the Radium bottom pieces I think adapt it to fit my particular intake. But I don't know if this is what that is. I think that's this stuff. So before I get too far into it, let's open it and make sure that this is what I think it is, because it might not be. Hey, I see Radium on the inside of the box here. So Milan, the guy that I talk to every now and then, he's got 1,000 horse Supra. He's been doing the 2J stuff, so he's got some connects, you know. So they had those accessible, and he's got a guy that's a 2J fanatic, I guess, and that guy like confirmed that these are the things that we need. So when you get into the turbo world, you have to start considering your fuel injectors, your spark plugs, a lot of different things, your cool packs, all that. So what I did is I had Milan, while I was talking to him, I went ahead and had him, he's been successful with 1,000 horse 2Js, him personally. So he went ahead and we dialed in some spark plugs that he said he used up till 800 horse. We're not going to go near that, but he said he used these up to 800 horse. So these are what he suggested for me. I'm going to rock these dudes. So he got me, the part number on these spark plugs is BKR7E, or it's a stock number 4644. I used to use the 7E-11s. I don't know what the difference is, but the -11s is what I used on the turbo Honda stuff. Something, but I can use them. We're going to run these cars. I've got 3 cars that are going to be running 2Js, maybe even 4. So we're going to need the plugs. Something else we did, I'm not a good wiring guru, as you can probably tell at this point. I just throw caution to the wind and I get into it, and then I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I have to do something different. I'm not a wiring guy. So what we did is we went ahead and got the plug and play clips for the Injector Dynamic injectors for the 2J. That way I don't have to wire anything. I just click, click, they're in, they're ready to go. So I did get those. We've got those for mine and my son's car. So when we get to his, we're seeing what we need. So we went ahead and got the plug and play deals for 2J cars. And the Radium thing here, I'll show you what these guys are. And you can probably look it up. The part number is it's the Toyota Air Assist injector seals. The part number is 20-0516-06. That's your part number. If you can see that, that is to adapt the smaller bottom injectors from the to, I guess, the different inserts maybe of some sort. Maybe they're in this, yeah. Okay, so it's a type of insert that you take the injector and you actually drop it down in this seat. I got these injectors right here. So we'll take the injector dynamics. I'm not going to open these. I've got one open. Okay. So you take the injector dynamics, the injector, and so what the problem is this bottom, the top's fine. It goes into the rep. The bottom itself was having issues locking in. So I guess this is supposed to be an adapter, and these set down in them. I'm going to assume you still need your O-ring. It feels like you do. Not really sure. We may have to change that in the O-ring, but yeah, it feels like it should. It may have some type of O-ring, but it's got an O-ring itself on the bottom. But that feels right. This it'll need some type of O-ring right here for sure. But yeah, I think this O-ring will actually work right here. Feels like it would. It's going to be tight if it does. It may not actually. May have to get a different O-ring. But that's supposedly the fix to these. I think this O-ring is going to be possibly too big. But that'll have to have an O-ring. But yeah, these actually drop in place and your injectors go into them. That O-ring is obviously going to be too big. Let me put a little oil on it. Maybe it'll work. We'll try a little oil on this thing. See if that will actually cause it to go in. I don't think it will. I think we're going to have a different O-ring. I'm confident now that that's not going to work. The O-ring itself is too big. The injector fits perfect. That actually is actually exactly right. Let me try something here. Okay, so after further deliberation, I'm going to have to pull the intake manifold off, and I guess where it's got like, there's an empty hole, and then a hole's like a filter in it, and an empty hole. The gray one's the empty hole, and then the brown color's got like almost looks like one of these, a filter in it. So I think I have to pull the whole intake off, and from the other side, pull that piece out that looks like a filter, and put it all back on. And these will actually drop right in there, but all I got to do is find out which O-ring I'm supposed to have on these injectors to seat these onto the injector dynamics. And I think that'll be it. But yeah, so we'll go from there. We'll see what we can figure out, and we'll try to get these injectors in this car and try to get it put back together so we can go to the dyno and have this thing tuned in a couple weeks. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you watching our video. Like I said, we got some plugs. We got the adapter harness plugs or whatever with the injector dynamics into the 2J. We got the air gap replacement for the injectors to adapt it over from the regular injector dynamics to a this style intake manifold, the factory one. And yeah, so that's what we're working with today. So alrighty, here we go. Thanks, guys. I'm feeling high. I'm feeling